In this video, I'm going to teach you how to cold approach women as a busy guy over 30 without feeling like a creep, without damaging your reputation, and without it feeling like a second job. If we haven't met before, my name's Christian, and I help men like you turn strangers into lovers in 57 seconds or less using anti-game artistry. If you're thinking, what the is anti-game artistry, then stick around to the end and I'll explain. Now, if you're watching this, then chances are one of these is true for you. You're killing it at work, but still not meeting women you're actually excited about. You're wondering why your confidence at work disappears when it's time to approach a beautiful woman. You're watching other guys who are no better than you take action whilst you hesitate. You're losing valuable time every day stressing over the fact that you've still not got this area of your life handled. If that's you, then light a cigar, put on some Miles Davis, and don't blame yourself, because nobody ever taught you how to properly do what I'm about to teach you. But by the end of this video, you'll have unlocked 3 lesser known principles which make cold approaching women 82% easier, especially if you're a busy guy over 30. And by the way, I know this works because it's already worked for 207 of my clients. Many who are in their 30s, their 40s, and even their 50s. Guys like Joseph, a 39-year-old digital nomad who went from awkward mall approaches in North Macedonia to getting a 24-year-old girlfriend.
Christian is a phenomenal coach, and the best compliment I can pay him is he is legit. He is the real deal.
Peter, a 51-year-old semi-retired business owner who thought he was too old for cold approach until he built a rotation of statuesque blonde bombshells. Love you, Peter. Richie, a 39-year-old international business owner who met his dream woman after a 4-year dry spell.
I met literally my dream woman, and we have dated now, and so we've been together, and it's going very well, and I feel like super in love, super happy.
Augustus, a 38-year-old sales manager who found it impossible to approach on his own, now enjoying multiple girlfriend experiences all across the globe. And Danny, a 33-year-old e-commerce entrepreneur who met his Brazilian girlfriend while solo traveling across Portugal. These are just a few examples of what happens when you apply the 3 principles that I'm about to share. Most guys over 30 think their age is a disadvantage. They tell themselves bullshit stories like, women want younger guys. It's creepy if I approach her. She's going to think I'm too old. But let me ask you one of my favorite questions. What do I believe to be true about the world that isn't? Because here's the crazy thing. Most of us walk around with beliefs that we've never really examined. We rarely stop to ask, why do I think that? Is it actually true? Does this belief serve me? The reality is this: the stories you are telling yourself might be quietly sabotaging your success with women. So why not start telling yourself better stories? Instead of women want younger guys, try women are drawn to experience, confidence, and stability. Instead of it's creepy if I approach her, try approaching shows strength. It takes balls most men don't have. And instead of she's gonna think I'm too old, try my age is an asset. It makes me more attractive. You see the difference? One set of stories keeps you stuck, the other moves you forward. Now here, young Padawan, is the kicker. Most men over 30 already have everything that they need to live incredible dating lives. They've built careers, overcome challenges, and created lives filled with achievements. On paper, they should be killing it with women. But here's the problem. Every time the thought of approaching a beautiful woman crosses their mind, a voice quietly whispers, what if I fail? What if she rejects me? What if this lowers my value? And the worst part is, you might not even notice these thoughts consciously. But every time you see a beautiful woman, you probably feel this invisible wall of resistance that keeps you frozen to the spot. For many successful men over 30, cold approach feels less like an opportunity and more like a threat. A direct challenge to the identity they've worked so hard to build. Yeah, it's like the classic high achiever paradox where the higher you climb, the further the perceived fall. Take two of my clients as examples. First, there's Graham, a 50-year-old respected teacher who had poured decades into his career and accomplishments, but he'd never been in a serious relationship. The thing about Graham was he saw his age as a weakness and would often downplay his accomplishments. But once we shifted the way Graham perceived himself, once he started to view his life experience as leverage, his approach to dating radically transformed. And within a week, he got himself a 25-year-old girlfriend. Yeah, 25-year-old girlfriend. The two of them are still together over 2 years later. And then there's Jazz, a 43-year-old former Hollywood actor and personal trainer for Mark Wahlberg. Jazz had lived a fucking interesting life. But when it came to approaching the women that he really wanted, yeah, those certified stunners, those wife-worthy women, he would freeze. He would feel himself feeling stuck to the spot because he was terrified of the approach going badly and him somehow losing value in the eyes of a woman. But once he learned how to translate his professional success into his dating life, he went from hesitation to action, and within just 13 cold approaches, got himself a smoking hot 19-year-old Brazilian girlfriend.
Genuinely, I just told Kristen I had one of the best months of my life. I just recently had one of the best months of my life, and I'm like, I know for a fact, if I hadn't spent that money, I wouldn't have turned around physically and metaphorically and took the action I've recently took that has had such a ripple effect in my life that I called you the other day and I left you a message and I said, mate, I'm sat here and I could cry. I literally, I'm so happy because I'm like, and I know some stuff, you know, and I've done some pretty cool stuff, but I'm like, I feel like I'm awake because it hurt. I was forced into action to push past this self-imprisonment.
The takeaway is simple. Once you recognize the value that you've built, once you start viewing your age not as a liability, but as an asset, approaching women stops feeling risky and instead becomes a natural extension of who you are. But what I'm about to reveal next is a hidden step that 99% of guys completely overlook. Miss this, and every approach that you make from here on is gonna feel a lot harder than it needs to be, because I'm gonna reveal the easiest way to turn your age into instant attraction using just one simple word. You've probably heard a million morons online tell you to always be closing. Yeah, well, this is the mentality of fucking losers. Here's something you won't hear anybody else say. You don't need to always be closing. You need to always be qualifying. Like, come on, dude. As a successful man over 30, your time, your attention, your energy is fucking valuable. You don't just want to let anyone into your world. Yeah, you want to vet these women. You want to find out if she is valuable enough to invite into your reality. And qualification is how you do it. See, many guys I work with are recovering nice guys, and a big motivation for them is wanting to destroy that needy nice guy inside of them. Just destroy these people-pleasing tendencies where they put women on a pedestal. They never stop to ask themselves the real questions. Who is she really? What are her values? What's her family like? Is she someone you'd actually be proud to bring into your world? But here's the good news. Qualification does not need to be complicated. In fact, the simplest way to start qualifying people is simply by asking why. And to make this ridiculously simple, I've broken down 3 of the most common scenarios you'll hear in everyday conversation, so you can start practicing qualification immediately. Scenario 1, she mentions her job. Her, I'm a nurse. You, oh nice, why nursing? Out of everything you could have done, what made you choose that? This digs past the label into her values. Is she nurturing? Is she caring? Or is she just aimless? Scenario 2, she says she loves traveling. Her, I love traveling. You, everyone says that. Why do you love it? This forces her to show depth. Does she want experiences, freedom, culture, or just Instagram clout? Scenario 3, she shares a hobby. Her, I like yoga. You, interesting. Why yoga? What does it do for you? This reveals whether she values discipline, health, spirituality, or she's just following trends. Master qualification, and every interaction becomes a filter. You'll instantly know who's worth your time and who isn't. No more chasing dead ends that make cold approach feel like this endless, exhausting grind. So to be crystal clear, asking why does two powerful things at once. It forces her to reveal what actually drives her, not just the surface level fluff. And it flips the dynamic. Suddenly she's the one working hard to earn your interest. And here's why this matters. Most guys never qualify, especially the self-confessed nice guys who I work with. They try so hard to impress that they never stop to ask themselves whether this woman is even worth impressing. And during my one-on-one coaching, this is a major shift that we focus on. Because dude, deep down, women want to earn your attention. They respect the living shit out of a man who has standards. And something that I've learned after many years of trial and error is they feel more attraction for a guy who makes them prove that they're more than just a pretty face. So by now, you've learned two critical things. Your age is your asset. Always be qualifying. Those are powerful as fuck on their own, but here's the thing. Even with those mastered, most men still get it wrong, because the next and final step can be the difference between women who ghost you and women who chase you. Okay, this next part is where most men fuck up, and it's the way that you actually carry yourself in conversations. Most men try too hard to be liked. They rush to fill every silence, and they act too impressed by basic things a woman says. And the worst part is, they don't even realize until it's too late. I know this because I used to be that guy. When I first started learning cold approach in 2020, women never saw me as a sexual option. Yeah, I would always be rushing to fill in silences. I had so much of this erratic, nervous energy, which meant even if I did find women who liked me as a person, they didn't want to rip my clothes off. I see the same problem with pretty much every one of my coaching clients. They get over that initial fear of approaching, but they then struggle to build any sexual tension because of too much nervous energy. So, me old chum, the fuck is the solution? Slow down and let the silence do the work. Think of a character like James Bond. He's seen it all, he's done it all, nothing phases him anymore. This is the mindset that we call amuse mastery, and this is the exact way of operating that a successful guy over 30 like you, this is the energy you need in your conversations. Because here's the crazy part. This one simple shift can be the difference between her seeing you as just another guy she politely rejects and a guy she can't stop thinking about. Take my client Gordon, for example. Gordon was a 35-year-old surgeon, and out of everybody who I've coached, he spoke the fastest, but guess what? He didn't even realize it. When I work with my clients one-on-one, I fit them with invisible wireless microphones. This means I can listen in and give real-time feedback after every approach, which allows my clients to just skip the trial and error and fast-track their results. For Gordon, the only thing we changed in his conversations was the speed of which he spoke. And the result of these small fixes was insane. Gordon went from rushing through every conversation, wondering why none of these approaches seemed to go anywhere, to creating natural tension and instant chemistry. But everything that you've just learned is pretty much fucking useless unless you know how to apply it in the real world. But the truth is, most guys never do. Yeah, they stay stuck, they keep failing, and they wonder why nothing changes. This is why I created a proven system, anti-game artistry, the system that my clients pay me thousands of dollars to help them implement, and I'm giving it to you completely free. So click the video, which has just appeared on your screen, to access the free training. Yeah, it's free, so you might as well access it, watch it. Love ya, bye.